Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Nat Fashion Hub, the best fashion channel in the world. So quickly, we are going to learn how to cut a button down shirt, alright? A button down shirt. And in a few minutes, we are done, right? So just stay with me as we hit into the video. So for us to cut our shirt, first of all, you keep your fabric folded into two. This is a pattern I'm doing, that's why it's just one dot. You fold into two, but this is a pattern, alright? When we are done making this pattern, we'll use it to now cut the shirt on this material, alright? Or we'll make this pattern, we'll use it to cut the shirt. So first of all, we're going to identify the shoulder line, okay? So this is our shoulder line. This is our shoulder line here. Alright, this is our shoulder line. Okay? After identifying our shoulder line, the next thing for us to do is to remove our button allowance, okay? And we are going to mark out 2 inches from the beginning point here for the button allowance, alright? 2 inches. Or let's just make it 2.5. I like excess allowance, alright? Let's just use 2.5. Use 2.5 inches, alright? So I'm going to mark out in about 3 places and I'll join the lines, okay? This is 2.5 inches. 2.5 inches. Alright? So let's join this together with the help of a straight rule. So our button allowance. So we'll call it what? Button allowance. Alright. So the next thing for us to do now is to slant our shoulder. Alright. Is to slant our shoulder. So we can slant our shoulder here by, or before slanting this shoulder, let us get the size of the bust, alright, the chest. We said the measurement we are going to be using, are this, alright. We are going to be using shoulder measurement of 18, chest measurement of 40. Sorry, I'm going to be using shoulder measurement of 17, chest 42, the fitting area, alright, the tummy area 38, and the length of the shirt is 28, alright. So let us quickly get the chest, alright, so that we know the size of, pattern we are dealing with. So chest is 40 divided by 4. If you divide your chest by 4, you will have 10. So this is what? This is 10. Okay? This is 10. So also going to mark this 10 in about 3 places. And I'll show you how we're going to add fitting to this shirt. This is 10. Alright? We'll mark it as square here. This is 10. Alright? After marking that, we'll join it with our straight rule. See the 10. Alright? See the 10. Okay. Now this is where we are concentrating, okay? The next we are going to do, we are going to slant this shoulder by 4 inches. Alright? So our shoulder slant by what? By 4 inches. Okay, so I'm going to join it to this point here, slant it by 4 inches. That's 4 inches. This is shoulder slant, 4 inches. Alright, please follow me, or stay with me. The next thing for us to do is to get the length of our shirt. Alright, I will say this shirt length is what? Is 28. Alright, so we're going to keep it at the center of these 2 lines. This is it. So we'll get our 28. So this is what? This is 28, alright? And if we take this from the beginning point here, you'll be having 30. So let's get 2 straight lines, 2 dots, that we can join to make a straight line, alright? So this is the end part of our shirt, alright? So let's extend these lines to meet that line there. Alright, so at this point, if this video is making sense, then what are you waiting for? Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and do well to share the video, alright? So that when I post my videos, you'll be the first to be notified. Let's continue. The next one we're going to do now is to give our shirt fitting, alright? And how we're going to do that? we're going to identify the half length of this shirt. We say the full length of this shirt is 28, right? So since the full length is 28, the half length of it is 14, alright? So this is 14, okay? So at this half length, that's where we're going to take what? This is our tummy point, and this is where we're going to take the fitting measurement, alright? So for us to do that, we are going to add I'm going to add 1 inch allowance here, alright, and I'll still add 1 inch allowance here, alright, and I'll show you why I'm adding this allowance, okay. It's for us to use for fitting, alright. You can add, I don't want to add just half an inch, I want to add up to 1 inch. Alright, so we are going to cut this block out. When we now place it on our fabric, I'm going to show you how we'll give it fitting, alright? So stay with me, just stay with me. Alright, so this is our front block, okay? Now we're going to bring in our fabric, we'll place this on it, and we will do what? We will cut our shirt and give it all the fittings we need to give it. Alright, so we are here right now, okay? And what we are going to do now is simply to give this shirt fitting and then cut it, alright? I don't want us to waste time drafting the whole thing on the paper. Let's do it real. Okay, let's keep it real. So we are going to slant the shoulder, alright? I want to teach you a simple method possible, simple method ever. We are going to slant. So let's cut out the front block. Like I said, we don't need this allowance we want it, so let me just trim it a little. Alright? So we'll pin this together. So we're going to pin this paper together with the... Alright, so now that we are done pinning it, I want us to be very smart with this. Now that we're done pinning it, and you see the pin it to it, alright, just take it off. So you can see the allowance I gave here, 2.5 inches, is for button. So I'm going to keep this like this. The back piece is beginning from this allowance, okay, because this allowance of 2.5 inches here is strictly for buttons, okay. So I'm not going to keep it like this. This is wrong. If I keep it like this, this is wrong, okay. I will shift it this way, okay, and the back piece is starting on this line. Please follow me carefully. So after I'm being sure of this, after I'm now sure of this, I'm going to cut this out, alright? Cut like this, cut this way, alright, about just 3 inches deep. So I'm going to draw this down, alright? Draw it down, leaving about 4 inches allowance. Here, let's confirm this is 4 inches. Even though I believe it is, alright? This is 4 inches exactly. So the next thing is to fold this part in, alright? It's overlapping this front piece here by about half an inch. About half an inch, okay? Let's press it, okay? This is it. So the next thing for us to do, it is now that we're going to shape our shirt, alright? So this is how we're going to shape it. One, we're going to identify we're going to take the shoulder measurements. So for us to take our shoulder measurements, we are simply going to divide the shoulder measurement by 2, which is 17. Divided by 2, you have 8.5. And mind you, our measurement is starting from this line, alright? So 8.5, this is 8.5, plus same allowance, that becomes what? 9. So this is our 9, alright? And for us to get our arm, is simply shoulder measurement divided by 2, alright? If you divide 17 by 2, you will have 8.5, alright? Or this 8.5, I'm not going to use it all. I'm going to remove 1.5 inch from it. That becomes what? 7. 7, yes. Alright, so we'll be using, so this is our arm, 7. Alright, 7. And the next thing is for us to get the what? The chest measurement. Alright, and we say our chest is 40. If you divide 40 by 4, you will have 10. Alright, so this is 10 right here, plus half-inch seam allowance. This is the half-inch what? Seam allowance. Alright, now let's take note. This is our what? The depth of our arm. I'm going to show you why we use 7 instead of the 8 and how we got. Alright, so how do we cover our arm? We are having from here to here, we're having 8.5. We'll extend it down here, and we mark with a what? With a straight line. Alright, this is how to cover our arm now that we are doing. Alright, okay, then we'll come up here by what? We can get like 2 inches is fine. Come up by 2 inches, by 2 inches, then come in by what? By 1 inch. Alright, then you curve it. So watch, I'm going to curve. I came up by 2 inches, I came in by 1 inch. Alright, I came up by 2 inches, I came in by 1 inch. Now we're going to curve it. Alright, we can use our French curve or we can use our free hand, whichever is fine. But let's just use the French curve. Alright, use French curve. You're having something like this. Okay, that's to touch this line. Having something like this. Alright, I don't want this ink to touch my fabric. Alright, so this is our arm right here. When I cut it, you'll see it much more clear. Alright, the next thing for us to do is to come to the fitting. We say our fitting is what? Our fitting is 38 divided by 4, that will be 9. Alright, so this is 9 here. 9 plus half-inch seam allowance, that becomes 9.5. But let's use 3/4 inch seam allowance, that becomes 9 3/4. Alright, so it means we're going to shape this way. I'm going to shape it this way. Alright, the next thing we're looking at for now is the hip area. Okay, and at this hip area here, we are going to still shoot it out. It won't come straight, but before then, let's deal with the down part. We'll come up here by 3 inches. Alright, come up here by 3 inches, then we'll cover our shirt inwards. Alright, just watch how I'm going to do this curve. French curves are very important, guys. If you don't have one, please budget for it. So just see how I'm using my French curve for this. It's very important. Can you see this? The shape I have there. Now the next thing is what? At our hip area down here, we'll see come up by 1/2 inch. Alright, 1/2 inch. And we'll shape this into this fitting point here. Guys, hope this is clear and simple enough to grab. I think so. Can we see this? So this is simply how to cut a button down shirt. We are done with this shirt. We are done with the fitting. We are done with just the neck. So let's cut this. Let's cut this out, then we'll come to the neck. Okay, now cutting this out, I want to show you something very, very key. I'm not going to deepen the back like the front. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to cut this way. Just watch me carefully. I'm going to cut this way. Alright, I'm going to cut the back this way. Can you see this? Before I'll come in and what? Cut the front. Alright, because the back shouldn't be as deep as the front. Now you see this? The back shouldn't be as deep as the front. So I'm going to now cut here. The next thing for us to do now is to get the neck. Alright, and this neck, the neck of this shirt is 16. Alright, so for a neck of 16, for a neck you divide 16 by 4, you will have 4. The formula is simply whatever size of neck you have, you divide it by 4, you have 4. You divide it by 4. So for this neck, we are having 16. If you divide 16 by 4, you have 4. So that 4 you have, you measure it from at this point. This is 4, right? So that's the if your neck was 18 divided by 4, whatever you have, you take it. Alright, so this is 16 divided by 4. I have 4, this is 4. Then the wideness would be this 4 divided by 2. That will be what? 2. Hope that is clear. So I'm going to curve it this way. I see use a French curve here, but let me explore my freehand. Alright. Now, very, very important. I'm taking note of this. When you are cutting a shirt neck, it's not deep. It's not deepened at the back like a senator. Alright. You don't deepen it behind like a senator. Just cut it like this. You don't deepen it behind. Please, this is very important. This is key. And for this allowance here, you might consider covering this off a little bit, okay? Or you can fold this before cutting your neck. Either ways, you will get it right. So you see, make sure you don't cut together with the back piece. This is the back piece, okay? Don't try that. Alright, so you can see this is our shirt, and our shirt is set. Alright, so we have the shoulder line, we have the fitting or tummy, whatever you call it, we have the length. Alright, so if you enjoy watching this video, if it made sense, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell. Also, when I drop my videos, you'll be the first to be notified. Thanks and welcome to Nat Fashion Hub, the best fashion channel in the world. Thank you.